Hey guys, Queso here, and today I'm going to be giving a tutorial on how to make your cinematics more intricate. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get a cinematic. I'm just going to use this one. I'm going to bring it into After Effects and drag it in here. Okay, so this cinematic, he is running over here, and I want to Twixter it right about when he gets here. So he does it multiple times actually. Okay, yeah, okay. So this is closer. Okay, so I'm gonna use this part the second time he runs across. Okay, so for the second time he runs across, I want it to Twixter, let's say right about there. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Go ahead and add on some Twixter, Twixter Pro, input frame rate 59.94, and yeah, okay, so right here, let's say. Okay, so hit the stop clock for speed. It will set keyframe for speed. If we go in here to Effects, Twixter Pro, Output Control, see it set a keyframe for 100% speed right there. Just use page down on your keyboard, and you can page up and page down. You can either go up or down a frame. I'm gonna go ahead a couple frames, and then I'm gonna go ahead and set the speed down to 1. Let's set. Okay, so it will be 100% speed, and then it turns to 1 right here. So that looks pretty sick so far, but we're gonna add some more stuff in to make it more intricate and more interesting to look at. Okay, so we have Twixter, and the second thing that we want to do is when it Twixters right here, when it goes into the Twixter, I want it to zoom in on the guy. Or actually, the first thing that we should do is get rid of all this crap over here, like the menu and the name and stuff. Okay, so go right there, scale it up, go to position, scale it up some more, make that smaller. Okay, and you can see his name over here. Yeah, I guess we'll fix that. Okay, scroll down, up even more. Just really got to mess around with this. Okay, I guess what I'll do is I'll only render from here to here, so this is really all we need to worry about. Okay, so let's just pay attention to everything after this so we don't see his name. Okay, so I want to zoom in when it goes into Twixter. So have position and scale. Let's go ahead and set a keyframe for both position and scale right there, right before it gets Twixtered. And then once it's Twixtered, I want it to zoom in and move over. So we'll go like this. That looks pretty sick. Makes it more intricate. Okay. Maybe I'll go a little bit more. Let's see here. Zoom in a little bit more. Okay, that looks pretty sweet. Whoosh. Okay, so now after we've done that, we're going to add in some blur. Let's go to Effect, Blur and Sharpen, Gaussian Blur. Okay, so now we want it to blur when it zooms in. So we're gonna go ahead and Gaussian blur. Let's zoom in so we can get a better idea of where the keyframes are. Let's go ahead and set the blurriness to 0 before it's zoomed in, and let's go a little past when it's zoomed in, and we'll set the blurriness up to, say, 8.2 or around 8 is always good. It's a good amount of blur, and then we'll have it fade off. Go a little further ahead, I'll have it fade off, so it'll go whoosh, it'll fade off. So that looks pretty sweet. Getting some more stuff in there. What else can we do to this? Let's see here. Another thing that we could do is add some flicker. That is always good. With flicker, it's always good to use because something's always going on when you have flicker on. So it just flickers. There's always something moving, something going on inside of here, so it doesn't really get as boring while you're watching it. So I always like to put that in there. So that looks good. 30 and 10 seems about good. Maybe we'll have that come in once it zooms in. So we'll go up to when it zooms in. We'll set keyframes for 30 and 10 right there. We'll go back to when it's zoomed out and then set both of them back to 0. Okay, so now that we have that, another thing that we want to do, let's go into transform again, and we're going to alt click on position, and we're going to type in wiggle 1,25. And what this will do is it will wiggle the position 25. It will wiggle the position 25 pixels every second. Zoom out a little bit. Just gives it a little wiggle. I think that looks really cool, and it keeps the motion going in your video, so it's not just plain old Twixtor, because that can get kind of boring. But if you have stuff like misfire flicker and, you know, wiggle and stuff, then that will keep your audience entertained, and it will give more appeal to the eye and stuff like that. So what we can also do is, to go along with the wiggle and the Twixtor, we can go into Gaussian blur. We can alt click on the stopwatch and blurriness, and then we can go comma wiggle quotate or bracket or whatever, and then we go to 1, let's say 5, because we don't want as much, because 5 blur is good. So this will wiggle the blur, so the blur will go in and out even after where these keyframes are right here. Okay, so that's actually looking pretty good. So that's how you get a really nice looking cinematic, make it look very intricate and appealing. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to leave a like or a favorite or whatever if you enjoyed this tutorial, and you can always add it to your favorites so you can watch it later, come back to it. So just let me know what you think in the comments and all that, and I'll see you guys later.